What's going on, everybody? I'm your host, Paco. You're listening to Occupy the Media, bright and early today here in sunny California, Los Angeles. If you were listening to the show yesterday, I didn't get a chance to get to everything, so today I want to take the time out to talk about the show, what I think the purpose should be, and what the vision of Occupy the Media should be. Now, also yesterday I tried to play a clip, and I apologize. I just got a new connection here. It's my second show. And unfortunately, that clip didn't go through. So we're going to go ahead and play that now. Ron Paul, in case you missed it, Ron Paul backstage with Jay Leno. Just want to play it real quick and test my levels and make sure that you guys are getting my second audio source. And feel free to give a call in if I'm not coming in clear, I'm not sounding right. Feel free to let me know. All right, and this is Ron Paul backstage with Jay Leno.
The Federal Reserve Transparency Act and why you feel it's important.
Well, they spend trillions of dollars. During the bailout period of time, they were involved with $15 trillion. They were bailing out domestic banks, domestic companies, foreign banks, foreign governments, and they wanted to do it in secret. And we want an audit. We want to know what they're doing, and we want to know why they're bailing out all their friends. And the American people are with me on this. I mean, their power is 10 times greater than what the congressional power is. So if we want to clean up our mess and rein in the corporations and the big spending, you got to have a transparency of the Federal Reserve System.
Cool. Thank you for explaining that. And also, you celebrated a big anniversary last month. Tell us about that.
Yes, my wife and I celebrated our 55th anniversary, and our first date was when she was 16, and she invited me, but she was born leap year. She was only 4 when I first dated her.
Well, congratulations. And also, you said if you become president, you'll take a pay cut. How does your wife feel about that?
I haven't told her about that yet. So.
All right. All right.
Well, same thing. She probably had the same concern that she had when I gave up on the government pension fund.
All right.
Since I didn't participate in that cut into it. So I'll just have to work a little while longer when I retire.
All right. Well said. All right. Thank you, Dr. Paul. Thank you.
All right, there we go. It looks like we got that in this time, so sorry about that. I had my little settings mixed up yesterday, but again, first time doing this, we're getting it going though. Again, Occupy the Media. So, yesterday I was talking before we had to go in the show, basically letting everybody know that there's a few things that, quite a few things that us Ron Paul supporters should be doing, just about every one of us, to bring about change and to get Ron Paul elected. And one thing I want to tell everybody who listens to this show, if you agree with these points that I make, then you're, basically at the right place. For one, we want Ron Paul to be president. 2, the Federal Reserve is the root cause of our financial crisis. The mainstream media is unfair to Ron Paul and his supporters. We are part of the 99%, and we want to legalize the Constitution. Now, if you agree with that, and you agree with all those points, then you're on the same page as me, and you need to join me. And yesterday, I was pointing out the things that we as Ron Paul supporters should do. And I'll just run through that. One is we all need to be doing phone from home. If you heard the interview yesterday I had with Calvin from Ron Paul headquarters in L.A., and he was talking about the phone bank. So if you get a chance, get over there or do phone from home. It's very important that we're all getting on the phone, trying to get as many delegates as possible for Ron Paul. Now, secondly, and we're going to talk about this today, is we should all be addressing the voter fraud. And today we're going to have looks like 3 guests with us, Kelly, Jim, and Edward True, to talk about that, to talk about the hidden fourth branch. And Kelly is the author of a book, again, titled The Hidden Fourth Branch, and that will address voter fraud, which I think is very important and something that every one of us Ron Paul supporters should be calling out. We can't go through an election and let them get away with the rigging that they've been doing. And 3, obviously, donating to the campaign when you can. That helps Ron Paul, of course. 4, we need to make sure that we are recording any fraud taking place at these delegate meetings and attending these delegate meetings. So if you have any video or you have any evidence of fraud taking place, hey, give me a call. You can reach me on Facebook, Paco Elijah, and we can set you up and we can give you the floor and let the Ron Paul supporters know what's going on out there. And 5th, we need to be recruiting and we need to be sign waving for Ron Paul in populous areas like downtown areas. And also, we need to be taking it to the hood. We need to let people know that Ron Paul is the only one speaking for the poor, the middle class, and the struggling middle class. Now, here's the thing, and this is going back to the show Occupy the Media. Everything that I just listed to you is very, very important to me, and I think it should be important to everyone. The one thing that tugs at my heart more than anything, I guess I got a vendetta with the media, because to me, the most important thing that we can do as citizens, not just in this country, but probably in any country, is occupy or expose the media. Now, here's the thing. I'm all for casting your vote, but I don't believe that voting alone is going to bring about that change. And so, we have to show up, and especially because of the rigging that's going on, the rigging that's taking place, and I'm all for getting delegates. I'm all for making it as hard as possible for the GOP to rig this convention. Because like I know, they got tricks up their sleeve. Who knows what they're going to try to pull come convention time. But we got to know at the end of the day that real change isn't going to come unless we show up in numbers. I mean, we have to show up in the streets. We have to take it back to protest like Martin Luther King. We have to take it back to marching. We have to show them that we outnumber them and that we're waking up. I mean, look, I'm not here on the radio to argue much about why Ron Paul is better than the rest. If you have a question, you want to learn about Ron Paul, or you're open-minded about Ron Paul, then cool, we can talk. But arguing with Republicans and these Obama supporters and progressives and conservatives, it's not even worth it anymore. To me, when you wake up, you can holler at us. But it's like trying to convince someone a few years back that George Bush was a bad president. I mean, if you can't see that George Bush was a bad president, and you can't tell by now that Obama's no different and that he's just as bad of a president, then it is what it is. We love you. We're here for you. But at the end of the day, you got to understand that that's being part of the problem. It's not being part of the solution. And that's what we're about here at Occupy the Media. What I'm focusing on is getting all the supporters that Ron Paul already has and bringing them together. Organizing, doing events, every week, if not every day. This hour every day is for the people. The people that are tired of just Twittering, tired of just Facebooking, tired of being behind a computer, and they want to be active. They want to be out there with other Ron Paul supporters as much as possible. So, when it comes to this Occupy the Media, I was thinking one day, what is it that we can do to send a message? What is it that we can really, really do to get his message out there? And we're already doing things, but what else can we do? What else can make a big impact, if not a bigger impact? Because I'm just sick of this. I'm tired. We need to do something that's going to change this now. Not like next week, next month. We need to be free already. It's too much tyranny and police state going on out here. So anyways, I'm thinking and all that, it's blazing up, so forth. And it's like, it just hit me. The media, the mainstream media. What is the biggest hurdle that we have? What is the biggest hurdle that Ron Paul has to become president? The media. They're the reason that we go out and advertise for Ron Paul. They're the reason why we got these blimps, the money bombs, the rallies, the town halls, Ron Paul radio. I mean, we do all this for more exposure. And why? Because the media won't give us any exposure. And that's a sound for the break, so we'll be back in a moment. Circles of my eyes, with no pretense or prejudice, I offer to you my disguise.
It's the story of a lost city, lost opportunity, lost hope. A story of failed policies, failed leadership. A story of smooth-talking politicians, insider deals, games of he said, she